Life on the road was perfect. Almost. Mav sat by an unwarming fire, grinning at the salmon sizzling over it. He tossed a strawberry in his mouth, savoring the sharp bitterness as he breathed in scents of cooking fish. He checked how the rest of his breakfast was coming along. The miso soup was ready, the tea had steeped, and the rice cooker would be done alongside the fish. It was like he was back in training. He and his cohort would wake hours before dawn and undergo their drills while Sergeant Allen continually demanded better from them. Despite the gravity of the situations they were preparing for, Thomas never failed to commentate over everything with his silly one-liners. Coda only ever slightly shook his head at them, while Mav and Shalandra laughed, which of course led to Sergeant Allen forcing the whole cohort to do more exercises. But that was the best part! Luna, while smaller than the rest, could outpace all of them in a run, much to Mav's annoyance. She was never satisfied until she could lap them all, which thankfully never happened. Idris was the only guy bigger than Mav and the only one who kept beating him in weightlifting and other physical competitions. It wasn't like Idris actually was stronger than Mav. No, not at all. Idris could only do more bicep curls because Mav let him. He could only squat more weight because he had a better range of motion with his taller body. He could only bench more because Coda must have always broken character when Mav was up and used his gift to press the weights downwards, making them feel heavier. And Idris only won their arm wrestling competition because the sun got in Mav's eyes. The extra exercises brought them all closer together. It also had the added benefit that their post-training meal was that much better. The 7 of them were assigned a specific day that they had to make breakfast. Mav always enjoyed it when it was Mina's turn. She was almost as big and muscular as Mav and had an even bigger appetite. Of the 7, she made the most. The food itself wasn't as good as Thomas's bread, which didn't make any sense as it was just bread, but Thomas had done something to it that made it so sweet and delicious it couldn't help but make Mav smile. But Mav lived for the eating competitions he, Mia, and Luna had. The weekends were always a bittersweet time, as that was when Coda and Luna had to cook. Whereas Coda made the most boring, bland porridge imaginable, Luna provided them with a perfectly brewed soup that tasted as if blessed by every eternal titan in the ether. So being on the road in this traveling guild was great. It removed the worst parts of being among the peacekeepers, like having to torch an entire innocent village, while allowing Mav to help people and keep his peacekeeper routine. He'd almost helped 2 people, one in Linux who'd lost her dog, and another on the road who needed help hunting a deer. As for routine, he always kept up his pre-dawn exercises and training, then dry wash himself whenever there wasn't a river nearby, and make a filling breakfast. Alone. The rice cooker clicked. His starch was ready. He made 2 plates and filled 2 bowls with soup, leaving one aside. Yeah, joining the guild had removed the worst parts of being a peacekeeper, but it seems to have also destroyed the best. Marin's tent rustled, then she finally emerged. Without her hair pulled into 2 tails, the orange frizzy mess fell into her face, which looked gaunt. "Morning," Mav said. Marin nodded. "Smells good." It appeared Mav's food was the only thing that had gotten her out of the tent in the morning. Marin took her plate, ignoring the bowl. "See, you still don't know how to wear clothes." Mav was basically only wearing boxers despite the cool morning. Toughing out the winter chill was a part of a fire dancer's training. "Maybe you can teach me." Marin, as usual, only wore a large t-shirt as her sleepwear. The first night of their journey together, she'd made a comment about how she didn't want him staring. She grew red in the face when he pointed out that she was actually showing less skin than her usual outfit. "Touché." Marin began wolfing down her food, saying nothing else. Like the other 3 days they'd been together. Mav stared at his full plate, echoes of laughter in his ear. "What do you do every morning?" Mav asked. Marin looked up, a grain of rice stuck to her chin. "I always see your light on when I'm working out. What are you doing?" Marin's face fell, then she got back to her food. "Reading." "Reading? At 5 in the morning?" Marin paused, took a deep breath, then resumed eating. "Why would you read that early?" "One wonders." "Why don't you work out with me?" Marin glanced at him. "Don't work out that early." "That's why I'm inviting you." Look, if you're already up, you might as well. Marin put her unfinished plate aside. Thanks for breakfast. Be ready to head out in 10. I want to get on the road quickly. With that, Marin entered her tent, leaving Mav alone. Again.